This is footage from practice Sunday, January 22nd, 2023. This is group 2. This is Brendan, Zoey, Dawna, Jerry, Dwarak, Margo, Irene, Marvin, Jesse, and Caroline. So again, we're looking at just some timing and body positions here. Just going to take a pause real quick. There we go. This is where we want to be. So Zoe's going to be kind of like the model for this side. Leaning forward, arms out straight, arms low in front. This is the position we want to get to at the end of the stroke. Coming out with hands right at the hips. You could lean a little bit more forward and then just pick up with that bottom hand going forward. Important things we're looking for is making sure we're getting that low set in the front down here. So let's see where we are. Should be right around here. Brendan is pretty good here. I think later in the clip your hands are a little bit higher. Reaching up a little bit over the gun. Also, you want to make sure you get the blade low. It's good. Dawna, it's low. It's just a little bit early. Jerry, same thing. Dawrak looks pretty good. Good top arm position here. Margo, a little bit early or negative at the entry. Marvin, same thing. Jesse, same thing. So make sure we set low in the front. That'll make sure we're in a good position. Let's also look at body movement. So again, Zoe's got a nice forward and back smooth. Brendan, you can get a little bit more body. Dawna looks pretty, you have the motion. You are bending your bottom arm a little bit quicker at the end. I think you're getting to the end of the stroke faster because I think the beginning of your stroke, you might be bending a little bit early. So make sure you hold that pressure with that, let that bottom arm relax all the way to the end. Jerry, kind of the same thing, bending a little bit early. You want to keep that bottom arm a little bit longer. So another thing, Jerry, if you notice, if we look at Dawna moving forward and back, and then Jerry, you can see here she's getting farther and then closer, farther and closer, farther and closer. So we want to make sure that you can move your body a little bit more, and also just again reach a little bit lower in the front here. We want to try and avoid reaching up quite so high here. There you go, Brendan's a little bit high up in the front. Everyone, try and keep those top arms. Top arms are pretty good. So notice how Zoe's is right around forehead level, a little bit higher than that. That's fine. I see a tall one over here on this side. Margo's a little bit high. Dwarak is a little bit high. Marvin's a little bit high. Jesse a little bit high. Caroline is a little bit high, but also just, our top arm is a little bit bent. So we're going to try and keep everything a little bit lower, stop from straining our shoulders by reaching up too far up. Again, we're working on trying to get that body motion. I think Margo also, you're also sitting up a little bit late. So you can see behind you, Molly Lamb. Molly Lamb's body's right with the boat motion, and yours is just a little bit late. So you want to always try and sit up a little bit earlier in the stroke if you can. And then Irene looks all right. I think at the end of the stroke, you can see this little pause, like from like here. As you're picking up the blade, you're still kind of sitting up. We want to make sure that as we have that, as you sit up, as you pick up the blade, you're kind of still leaning a little bit forward. And we don't want to kind of stop the weight. So even at the end of the stroke, we still want to have some pressure kind of going forward. Cool. And Caroline, also you too, you're doing a little bit of that late sit up, and it's the beginning, the first like 4 inches of your stroke are kind of coming through a little quick. You're getting negative a little bit quicker. Want to try and hold a little bit more pressure and try and get that bottom hand to go downwards and forwards through that entry. Let's take another clip. This is a clip from the right side. This is a start actually. So we got a little bit early rushing from the back here. And then on these starts, you want to make sure we're still reaching low and in the front. Trying to get a little bit, I'm trying to want to match the front here. So this looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. Notice even though we're going really fast, like that body position is still very firm. Like leaning forward, chest up. Jerry's starting to crunch a little bit as we get faster, rolling the shoulders. Dawna, you too. Crunching over a little bit. Make sure that you keep those shoulders down, chest up. And make sure we're still getting that full buried. I think some of these negative blades with not quite fully buried, so we should still aiming to be going low into the front there. And we want a little bit smoother sit up. So I'm going to point out Irene right now. So we can see that like there's like a moment where you're at the front, kind of a little bit of a bounce in the front and a little bit of pause in the back. If we look at Zoe's body moving forward and back, it's pretty smooth. It's almost like for a moment you're not sure if there's a setup. We look at Irene, there's like a very much a kind of a down up, down up, down up here. So we want to try and be smooth. Like Marvin, you're actually pretty smooth. That looks pretty good. Jesse also, you got that kind of aggressive down up a little bit with that body motion. So try and smooth that out. I got a couple more clips here. This is from the starts that we were working out, like buckets versus no buckets. So this is a clip here. This is doing our regular start as we kind of think of it, without the buckets at the end. And we're gonna watch how far this boat moves. This is from a dead stop. We want to look at that boat speed. All right, so that's kind of an idea of how much we're moving. Again, camera angles and such change, but this is with the buckets. So we're gonna have a look at like how much this boat is moving, but just same 3 strokes. Everyone's got the buckets, but you can like the boat moves quite a bit more. So you want to make sure that when we do those starts and when we're paddling in general, we have pressure all the way through the end. So make sure to check it out. Also, for those of you guys in this video, check out the Group 1 site at the very end of that video. I kind of show you a little bit more about the buckets that I'm paddling with from the OC1. So great job. Keep it up.